but I'm just going to state what I think based on charts that I've been looking at, financial metrics, and history. So, I think we are not having inflation right now. I think we are having a deep depression / recession. Yeah. Okay, today is November the 18th, Thursday, November the 18th, 2021. And I know that my saying such a thing would be, might be seen as, gee, are you out of touch? Like, don't you see the price increases in the grocery store? And yeah, I do. Trust me. I do my household shopping, and the food prices have gone up by a third. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yes, those are the rising prices, though. And inflation is the creation of money, or creation of, pouring more liquidity into the system. That phenomenon happened already, or not happened, but it happened on a monetary level and in terms of asset price inflation in the year 2020. I think what we're on the verge of right now is actually a liquidity crisis that has been brought about by this reverse repo mechanism. And if you want to really understand what reverse repo is all about, look up July the 7th. Look up the channel called Stansberry Research, and there's an interview that Daniela Cambone did with George Gammon on July 7th of 2021. And in that, George Gammon explains the whole process of reverse repo really well. But basically, what it means is that all the overnight deposits that the banks, the regular commercial banks hold, instead of being loaned out to other banks and creating more liquidity, these are being held overnight with the Federal Reserve. And what that actually causes is a tightening of money policy. And then you have things like, like the Evergrande thing that, and a bunch of dominoes like this that are going to fall and start to fall. And I think 3 already have started so far, and more to come. But all of these things, this is all, but basically when a debt bubble bursts, you have a depression and a tightening, not a loosening and an inflation. That's basically the mechanism of how this machine works. So, you may think, gee, the prices are going up like this, this is inflation. What are you talking about? But here's the point of it all is that, yeah, if the prices keep increasing, i.e., price inflation, at some point people are not going to be buying, and what they call in financial speak, like, the price gets rejected. Okay, fine, but then what do you have in order to create equity and fairness and fair access? I mean, they say fair access, but I have so many thoughts on that. It's not really fair access. It's like rations, but only crappy products get rationed. I remember because I grew up in India, and I know that we had ration food, like we had a concept of rations, but the thing, and we had something called a ration card, but the fact of the matter is that anyone who could actually afford better rice would buy better rice, and you would just give your ration card to your maid so that she could get double the rations for her family, but of the more substandard rice, because nobody really wants to eat that rice that comes with the ration card. the ration card rice, so the ration card flour has like impurities in it and would have some stones in it and all kinds of crap. So yeah, so I remember that. So rationing things, or well, you know what we call here in America, so politely, price controls and wage controls and all these other communist practices. I've seen those things. They don't work, and they don't all it does is it creates a black market of more superior goods that people who can afford will go and buy those. And you know, and if they well, not if they are kinder, they will share their ration cards with others, which you can't even do if you have, like, you know, these biometric ID type things. God help us. Anyways, so I think we are on this precipice of a deep depression, and why am I saying this, or what charts and things are leading me to say this? So I made a talk some time ago, or I made a recording some time ago, that's called gold versus silver, inflation versus deflation. And it's basically, I spoke in that about, on one of these drives like this, I spoke about how gold goes up in both depression and depression, recession. I'm going to use them interchangeably, but gold goes up when when in an inflation or in a depression, but silver goes up only in an inflation. And well, I'm saying silver, but silver and platinum and those kind of things, they go up only in an inflation because of the material costs, etc. Now there are some indicators that I've been looking at, like Vanguard's commodity index, and you may say that, well, all commodities are going to go up. Yeah, sure, like coffee and corn, all those things are going up, but Vanguard's commodity index is more heavily weighted towards precious metals. Small percentage is gold, but there's quite a bit of like these other industrial rare earth metals, precious metals. Okay, that one flashed to sell today. Now, if that one flashed to sell today, and on my screen, platinum flashed to sell yesterday. Well, it flashed to sell 2 days in a row, for the last couple of days, and I'm looking at this, and silver has been kind of choppy, because I think silver is not decided yet whether it's an inflation or a recession or a depression. Silver has not decided, it's not made up its mind yet about that. But silver is trading under the 200-day moving average, so one could say that it's not yet broken out. I don't know. If PSLV, my Indian Tourette's kicked in again, PSLV, if PSLV goes, like, clears at 200 and starts flying, that's clear signal of inflation. More likely monetary collapse. No, but then gold will go up like mad, and if gold goes up way more than silver, then the gold to silver ratio would be pro gold, or it would be skewed towards gold, which would signal negative for all other commodities. And why is that? That's the prime signal, because when gold goes up in a depression or in deflationary times, and silver goes up, gold goes up both times, but silver goes up only in an inflation. And so if you have the gold going higher and the silver not rising to meet that ratio, then you're in a depression. Okay, so what I've been seeing is that gold has been going up consistently, but silver has been chopping around and platinum has a sell signal. So I have other things. like copper and all that. Those are all like, if this was a true inflation, then all of it would be going up all the time, and it's not. And I'm not talking just these like, you know, daily things, daily signals that I'm looking at. I am talking, I run these charts like on a weekly and on a monthly basis as well, and even those are not. Oil is coming down-ish. Fertilizer prices are kind of choppy. All of them would have been going up, like, you know, uniformly, but there are a couple big companies that are kind of, you know, they're trying to find the bottom. Not to say they won't rise. We're going to get our inflation all right. As to quote Jim Rickards, I think he says, like, those who are rooting for inflation will get it good and hard. Yeah, we're going to get it good and hard, but not yet. It's not yet. I think first we're going to have a big nasty collapse, and a big nasty like deflationary debt crisis first, before the inflation. And why do I think that? Well, in addition to all the other reasons, from a more not just psychological, but from a behavioral finance point of view, yeah, there are forces that want to steal power away from we the people and keep it in the hands of a few, you know, at the cost of the many, so to speak. And if you think like they think, and that's what I'm saying, it's kind of behavioral finance, because you have to think how a sociopath thinks to think how such a thing would be engineered and orchestrated. So if you just do inflation right away, right, what you're going to do also is everybody who's heavily in debt, you know, they are going, like credit card debt and all sorts of debts, right? They're all going to be paid off with cheaper dollars. Well, you're actually going to help out the common man like that. I mean, at least in America, because so many people have debt in this country. But the thing is, if you want to starve that segment, bring them to their knees, and then make them take on whatever rations, whatever, what a sociopath type will first do is first throw in the depressionary thing, because what that will do is it'll make defaults happen, it'll make bankruptcies go way up, it'll really cut the common man who has way too much debt, who even has like heavy mortgage debt. Like, think about it, you have a housing collapse, what's going to happen to all those people who have taken out mortgages thinking, you know, hey, I'm going to take a mortgage and I'm going to go buy Bitcoin with it to watch that go up. Well, if you have this first crash collapse and this wave of defaults and bankruptcies, what you're going to first have is all of these people becoming insolvent. And then when you make people insolvent, then if you put out a central banking token currency to help people out to buy whatever, then you have this hyperinflationary thing. And then in order to solve the hyperinflation, you introduce rations and all this kind of, you know, communist practices that completely level not just the not just the spirit of America and you know what the things that this country was built on, but it also it not only collapses this country financially and like entrepreneurially, business wise, but it also really decimates the spirit and the culture of what you can call Americanism, you know. So yeah, I know what I think, and what I'm saying here is pretty dark and pessimistic. Perhaps I am pessimistic I like to think of it as unrealistic, but who knows, right? It's all a matter of perspective. Anyways, that's why I just wanted to share that even though the prices, even though my grocery bill has gone up from it's gone from like $270 to like $350 every week-ish. Even despite that, and that's why I have to set aside my personal bias. Despite that, oh, and for any of you going, what the hell? How high is your grocery bill? No, I have lots of children and lots of people in my house. So. Well, not lots of people in my house, but you know, yeah, I have a large family. Despite that personal bias of mine, that's where I think we are. So, let me know what you think if you've been listening to this, and yeah, always appreciate hearing from you all in the comments. And take care. Thanks. Bye.